Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, run. You know, I'm glad that I can now tell the story with retrospect and laugh about it, because at the time I genuinely wanted to curl up on the floor and die a slow, painful death. So the other week I did an Instagram live stream. Follow me on Instagram, please, I need validation. And I thought, you know what, why am I telling this in a live stream, you know? This tale of woe deserves an entire video dedicated to it. And so for your entertainment today, I am here to tell you the story of how I had a breakdown at Summer in the City. Not clickbait, because it happened. And I mean, technically I had 2 breakdowns, but I didn't want to put that in the title so that people think that I'm a complete mess, because I'm not. I hope you find joy in my suffering. So it was the year of 2017 and I was attending my very first Summer in the City with my best friend Shania. Insert dirt picture here. And if you don't know what Summer in the City is, just picture VidCon, except with a lot less problematic creators. Disclaimer, I don't go to London that often, okay? So don't take the piss out of me when I tell you that the first incident of the weekend was when we got on the wrong tube. We were so excited, we were ready to meet famous people, we got on the train, we sat down, I was vlogging, society was staring at me like somebody had drawn a phallic image on my forehead. Vlogging in public is awkward, don't do it. And as the doors closed, I realised something wasn't quite right. I happened to glance up at the map above the seats opposite me, and it soon dawned on me that we were on the complete wrong line. Like, completely. We were going in the complete wrong direction. And that wasn't even the worst part of that situation. The worst part was when a mother and a child, who were obviously going to Summer in the City as well, asked us, responsible adults, and I use that term very lightly, whether this was the right train, to which we responded with, yes, of course, we're going this way, we know what we're doing. We didn't know what we were doing. And because of our incompetence, not only were we lost, but an innocent mother and child were also lost as well. And that was the first I want the ground to swallow me whole moment of the trip. Don't worry, there's more to come. Everything was fine, there was nothing to worry about, we were still on time, we were still very excited. What else could go wrong? Oh, innocent past Hannah. That was just phase 1, you know, like that was just the tip of the iceberg. I swear to God, if YouTube demonetizes me for saying tip, I'm gonna have another breakdown. Oh yeah, and we missed the second tube to get to the convention centre, literally by a matter of seconds. But you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time talking about it, because that is the most minor of problems in this story. So I'm quite a neurotic person. Nobody should ever start a sentence like that. I like things to be planned out. I like to know what I'm doing, at what time. I like organisation. And by this point, we were running late. And tardiness is one of my pet peeves, so I was like a little bit mad at this point. So eventually we arrive at the convention centre, ready to find our hotel, drop our bags off and get in line to get our wristbands. Did it work out like that? No, it did not. The issue was we didn't exactly know where our hotel was, so naturally we asked a guy who worked in the convention centre. Obviously he knows the area. Hi, could you point us in the direction of our hotel using Google Maps? Not spawn. Yeah, sure thing, it's that way. Like, just walk that way, it's totally that way, I swear. If you've ever been to the XL Convention Centre, you'll know how fucking big it is. We walked the entire length of the convention centre with bags and suitcases and jackets, and it was 28 degrees and it felt like we were in a fucking greenhouse. So we got to the opposite end of the convention centre and we asked another lady just to reassure us that we were going in the right direction. We weren't going in the right direction. The other dude had completely trolled us and said it was that way when it was that way. Okay, this is so funny. We had to turn around and walk back the other way from which we came from, passing everybody who was already starting to go into the convention centre to start their fun-filled day. We ended up back outside at the place we started, just sort of aimlessly wandering around, and you know, my stress levels were through the roof and into the motherfucking stratosphere at this point. And because I was so irritated and my entire mind was just focused on finding this damn hotel, Joe Tasker, one of my favourite YouTubers, walked past me and I didn't even notice until Shania was like, oh hey, I think that was Joe Tasker. Not to mention that while I was desperately trying not to curl up onto the ground and die, Ricky motherfucking Dillon walked past us, and it wasn't until Shania said, hey, I think that might be Ricky Dillon. And I was like, yeah, sure. Famous people don't go outside. Panic, panic, panic. Yeah, this is irrelevant to the story. I have never been so close to the verge of tears without actually crying before in my entire life. I feel like I can't accurately describe how I was truly feeling at that point. I was ready to have a breakdown in the middle of London. I was so annoyed that we were late and that stupid guy told us we were going in the right direction when we clearly weren't, and that we were probably missing out on all this fun stuff and everybody was meeting and having a great time and I was having a breakdown in the middle of the street. Why couldn't something just go right for once in my life? So we could not find this hotel to save our lives, so we eventually gave up, walked to the nearest hotel while I was choking back my concoction of emotion, and asked the lady behind the desk to call us a taxi to take us to our hotel. We majorly fucked up. So eventually we got to the hotel, we dropped off our shit, and we went back to the convention centre. But the universe was not yet finished with me for that weekend. Oh no. So I think that this was the next day, but I genuinely believe that I've tried to block out most of these memories from my consciousness, so I'm not entirely sure. It is an understatement to say that Sitsi is a hectic weekend, you know? Like, I was kidding myself, thinking that it was going to be some, like, chill city getaway, and I was going to have fun and meet my friend. No. So it was just after lunchtime, and because we'd been so busy doing stuff all day, we'd essentially forgotten to eat. So we went to one of the, like, restaurant things that they have inside the convention centre. We sat down at a table, it was chill, we had food, we were having a nice time. And for about the millionth time that weekend, I realised that my phone was dead. Like my will to live on the day before. And I mean, that's pretty problematic because I vlog on my phone and I need it to be charged at all times. And because I'm a pathetic excuse for a human being, I forgot to bring a portable charger with me. Yay. So I pretty much spent the entire weekend foraging for chargers from other people or plugging my phone into random sockets at any given moment. So I thought that this is the perfect opportunity to charge my phone while we sit down and have something to eat so that I don't have to keep borrowing them from my friends and then them hate me forever. Just a little disclaimer, the plug sockets were under the seats, so bear that in mind. So I whipped out my phone charger, crouched down under the table and smacked that plug straight into the socket. Full battery power, here I come. That was not the only thing that got smacked that day. As I went to sit back up and enjoy my lovely bowl of pasta, I overestimated how far away the table was from my face. So I'm a pretty accident-prone person, you know, I always have random bruises on my body from just whacking into things all the time. I'm used to it by now. In my 20 years of existence on this fine planet, I have never hit my head that hard. I had a dent in my forehead. You know, you could feel the actual physical indentation in my skull. After a few moments of shock and realising what the heck had just happened, I took a deep breath, placed my throbbing, damaged head in my hands and tried with every fibre in my body to not scream out in pain and anger. And Shania, bless her, she was just trying to calm me down and stop me from crying whilst also eating her pasta, and honestly girl, I respect your priorities. And as if it couldn't get any worse, I went to go and meet Luke Cutforth at his meet and greet, the first YouTuber that I ever watched, you know, the one that essentially inspired me to make my channel, my YouTube senpai if you will, with minor concussion and a dent in my head. If you look at this picture you can see absolutely nothing behind my eyes because I am in fact dead inside. Well, what fresh hell that weekend turned out to be. I'm just kidding, it was great and I'm gonna do it all over again next year. If you enjoyed this little story time of my suffering, then please let me know by leaving a cheeky thumbs up, and if you have any memories of Sitsi, please leave them down in the comments because I want nostalgia. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Hopefully less traumatic than this one, but no promises. Bye!
I've got a migraine, and my pain will range from up, down, and sideways.